Guys, it's Gus. And a concern with Module 29, the one we're in right now, was that there's very little replayability because there's no AD to be made. Um, that might be true, but as of right now, in this first week when most people don't have the dungeon unlocked, there's quite a bit of profit, a lot of AD to be made, actually. I have a feeling it's going to slow down dramatically when people start unlocking the dungeon, more of them, and more stuff starts hitting the market. But I'm just going to give you a few examples of what I think I'm seeing. So if you go around and you farm heroics, all these heroics can have a chance of dropping companion gear. And if you go to companion gear, companion equipment, and type in legendary, look at the least expensive one is 1.9 million. Holy jeez. So these are unbound when you get them from heroics. That's a lot of AD for just sitting on the world map. If you look around, there's people AFK and they'll just leave their controller next to a heroic just so they can get some heroics while they're away. Kind of stinks for the people actually doing it though, because that person who's AFK is taking a spot for others. But it is what it is. So you can get these. These are pretty high. These are probably going to start dropping in value dramatically though, because when you come here to companion gear, you can get one of these a week with your weekly haul of Delzoon coins. So I already have three of these because I got the campaign unlock pack from the Zen store. So I already have my three. So I'm not buying them from the auction house, or else I would. I probably would for my build, but I don't need them yet. But over time, these are gonna start going down in value a lot. Probably. I'm guessing. I could be wrong, but 1.9 mil for the cheapest one, that's pretty good. And then also when you come here to the campaign store, there's two new enchantments, the Amolite and the Fire Agate. What's interesting about these is these give three offensive or three defensive stats, which is really nice. And I've known tanks who want more incoming healing, so you can get, I don't know if that's any good or not, but the triple slot for utility, I'm trying to find a positive spin on it. I don't think there is. We're probably going to stick with the Garnets on those. Wait, is Garnet the one that gives Forte? Control resistance, control bonus, incoming healing. Blah. But power, combat advantage, crit strike, defense, awareness, crit avoidance. Crit avoidance, deflect, and awareness. I mean, these aren't bad at all. I'm not getting these ones because one of the three slots is power, and I'm not using any of my power currently in my enchantments. So I'm gonna wait till better ones come out. They inevitably will, most likely. But look at these: the Amolite and Fire Agate. So Amolite, the Amolite, the cheapest one in the auction house. Epic is 959, and then the Fire Agate is the cheapest one in the auction house. Is there's one for 660,000. I mean, that's a lot of AD. And these are basically free. If you look at, they only cost 50k AD. But you need the currency. That's the big stinker. So you gotta be farming. So these are pretty good. These are pretty good deal. And then the dungeons drop in a whole bunch of stuff that's selling a lot. So if you come here and look at, there's two different sets you can get from this dungeon. I have yet to get a single piece, and I have quite a few runs. So we have this choker of searing magma that's part of this set. So there's the girdle and there's the choker. These do have higher item level, but I don't see any proper endgame build using these. They do give 4% offensive stats and 2% defensive stats, but we currently have much better out there. These do have a ton of item level though, and this one gives charisma, which is and this one gives strength and intelligence. So even the God, what are those called? Attributes on those kind of stink. And then there's another set as well that's dropping from this dungeon. And let's go over here. So there's the Caldera set, and the cheapest belt is 500k. And then the belt, there's another one. And then there's the locket that's 800k. This gives 6 Constitution, Combat Advantage, Crit Sev. Those are kind of weird stats for a set with 6 Constitution. And then the belt gives Dexterity and Charisma, which really aren't that great either for a DPS. In the set, the bonus is okay. If you're a tank, you can get 15% more threat, and that's always going. So if you need that threat, that might be good for a tank, but a lot of the really good tanks don't really have that issue, and they're really good at getting it back if they do lose it. And if you're not a tank, you generate 15% less threat, which is yeah, I don't want to call it bad. These are high item level, but the attributes and the bonus on them kind of are stinkers. But look what they're selling for. And then there's also the artifacts themselves. So the artifact, the magma artifact is 1.5 mil. And this artifact, maybe it's okay if you're playing solo. If you're solo playing, that might be pretty good. Boost your damage, I think 20 at Mythic. Let's see if there's a Mythic one in here. Yeah, 22% damage boost. So that's pretty good if you're solo, because that will probably increase all your damage against everything. Because a lot of buffs, if you're running solo, will only debuff like one thing, or they might be out of range. So for 10 seconds, everything you hit will get hit harder. That's not bad. It doesn't really do that much damage. Like the Blades does a lot more damage, and the Marcos does a lot more damage. So I'm not. I mean, the one thing these do have going for them is 1800 item level. I know a lot of people think that's not a big deal, but that's 300 item level, and if you have 4 artifacts, which we don't have yet, I think we have 3. That's an extra 900 item level, which is very significant. So we have this dropping from the dungeon. The lowest one is currently 1.5 mil. I expect it to go much lower. And then the other one is the Jewel of the Caldera, I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, Jewel of the Caldera. The cheapest one in there is 3.5 mil. That's the one you want to get. That's the big money ticket item right here. So this have not tested yet, but I believe it probably works like Jewel of the North, which is almost unusable. Uh, if it's only 10% debuff, let's see if there's a mythic in here. No, nobody upgraded it yet. Uh, which is not like this Jewel of the North is really not used. We have plenty of debuff artifacts that aren't this annoying. But it will be 1800 item level. It does give 2 offensive stats, not 3, but if you're running Raptor, you can probably work around missing that one offensive rating, no problem. So yeah, there's AD to be made in this module for sure. But not the prices will most likely go down. Because if you come here to the store, the jewel will sell for a while. The reason being is you can get um well, where are you? You can get the magma artifact from the campaign store and only takes 75 of the weekly currency. So I could go get this on an alt right now for basically you have to pay 100k, but that's much less than the 1.5 million in auction house. Unfortunately, if you buy with the campaign currency, it is not unbound, so you can't sell it. So you have to run the dungeon. And I believe they're dropping both artifacts are dropping in the master and advanced. I wouldn't know. I have not seen them yet. And then there's also another unbound item. If you come here to miscellaneous and go to legendary, this one's going down in value very fast. But it's a companion or this one right here, Vanity Pet. Yeah, it's down to 90k or 82k. It will go down way further. But you get this from doing heroics as well. So we got 2 enchantments that can make AD. We got 2 artifacts. We got 2 necks. We got 2 belts. We got a vanity pet, and we got I believe 7 companion gears. So this won't be a long-term AD maker though. Probably be a very short-term AD maker is as more people realize that most of that stuff isn't that good, barring the artifacts in the secondary slots. But it's not as bad as last module, that's for sure, and it's not as bad as the module before that. We can actually make AD this mod. If you got any other items I missed, please comment below. Stay class, Neverwinter. See you soon.